You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting night of IVRL Buttkicker Racing. We are at Michigan International Speedway, and this is going to be one heck of a race tonight. And I'm Randy Pepper, and alongside my good buddy, Nick Adams. What's happening, Nick?
Good evening, everybody.
I'm straight away.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Oh man. Oh, I pulled a Randy Pepper. I didn't turn off my voice chat. There we go. That's better.
I don't do that.
This is what happens when you do broadcasts live, folks. When they're not on a 10-second delay, and you can, edit that out really quickly when you have $1 billion budget.
We got a multi-dollar budget.
You don't get any better quality than here on the Ghostfire Media Network, all right? You get to see the foibles that happen behind the scenes.
Yep, absolutely.
But we are here at Michigan. We are here at the Michigan International Speedway, which has produced some of the best, some of the most strategic, but also some of the worst races in NASCAR history.
Yes.
It's also been home to a few very dangerous incidents in the past here at Michigan. It's a fast track, 205, 206 miles an hour off into these corners. So when it goes bad here, it goes really bad. I remember, what was it, 2007, a truck driver here was in the hospital for a few days after this race because he went into the wall. No, it was an Xfinity driver. No, hold on.
Truck driver.
It was a truck. It was a truck driver. It was a what was it? Craftsman Truck Series back then. They've had so many different names in the last 5 years, but it was the Craftsman Truck Series back then. And I don't remember who it was off the top of my head, but there's been some pretty horrific crashes here, so it adds to the danger.
Rusty Wallace had a hell of a crash here years ago too. So.
Yes, he did. I remember that. Jeff Gordon took a pretty hard lick here a few years ago as well.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of big names in the history of NASCAR have taken big licks here. But when you think of Michigan, Randy, you think of Fords. So I'm going to go out on a limb tonight. He hasn't been here for almost a month. My pick, there's no rhyme or reason behind it other than we're less than 60 miles from Motor City, is Adam Wood. He's driving Miller Lite, and he's driving a Ford. That's two things that are synonymous with Michigan when it comes to NASCAR racing.
And Adam is also a person that is very excited to be here tonight. He just got off a plane coming from North Carolina to his residency of now Dallas, or the Texas area, and he's excited to be here. So that helps a lot. If you just haven't, if you've been racing every week and you just kind of get in a rhythm, Adam has that extra thing. I am happy to be here. I want to do something good tonight. So let's hopefully we'll see a good race by Adam.
Yeah, I mean Adam has definitely been chomping at the bit here for Michigan. I've spoke to him a few times, and he was very excited about this racetrack. So, as a fan, I'm excited to watch this race. As a broadcaster, I think I have the best seat in the house tonight to be able to watch these guys live and see exactly what happens throughout the night as the track changes and it gets more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I am looking at the paint schemes as we speak now. It looks like Trading Paints has not loaded all the paint schemes for me. I'm missing Greg Holt's car. His car is showing up as a number 37, I believe, or 32.
His number is showing up as a number 32. That was the same thing at the last race here for him. I think he has a couple of paint schemes he runs. He must run a couple leagues with sim stamp numbers. And I think he might have just forgot to change it from 32 to 91.
Okay.
I've done that before because I have a sim stamp number, and sometimes I run in like charity races or whatever, and I forget to take the sim stamp number off and throw the regular scheme on there.
Aha.
When I do it, it's usually just being lazy, but I'm going to just guess Greg forgot.
It might be.
Or he could just be being lazy. I mean, trust me. It's so easy to go on the Trading Paints website, but it's also a inconvenience when you don't want to do it.
True. Very true.
Everything's an inconvenience when you don't want to do it. But
yes.
We have 125 laps here tonight, folks. I'm going to get the stage information here for you as soon as I can. That way we can give you all the information that we have on tonight's race. Give me 1 second here. Everybody's gonna go black for a second.
So we have 16 drivers have shown up tonight to race. So not a bad turnout. At first, I didn't think we were going to have that many. It looked like we only had 13 guys, but now we're up to 16 guys have shown up as Nick Gobble. Actually, now we've got 17 as The Miz has shown up as well. So, should be a good race with 17 drivers to race around Michigan International Speedway tonight. I always want to say race. Yeah, it should be.
It should be.
2-mile track. And it's a long track, but it's even though it's a 2-mile track, it seems like it's smaller in a lot of ways to me.
Yeah, this is the only not less than a mile-long track that we're doing this week, I think, here on Ghostfire Media. Because last night we did USA. Tomorrow night we do...
USA again.
USA in the trucks. Thursday we do Martinsville in the ARCA car. And Sunday we do... what is it Sunday? What's the date Sunday? Oh, Sunday we're back here at Michigan. So this is the only track we're going to go to this week that's not less than a mile. We're going to be spending a lot of time this week on short tracks here on the Ghostfire Media Network. So. Yep.
And I'm actually going to run 2 of those this week.
Are you?
As long as my back allows me, I am going to try to run both Wednesday and Thursday night.
So yeah, after the announcement on last Friday's podcast, seeing that I won at Talladega, I am going to be racing the remainder of the season in Sportsman, just because I have a shot at the championship.
Ooh.
So I hadn't been running Sportsman because I didn't have a chance at the championship because of the way the point system worked.
And now the change in the point system, you can run. So good. Yeah, I think I still have a shot at running as well.
I think you do. I haven't looked at the points in a few days, but I think the last time I looked, you did have a shot. So the stages tonight, folks, caution at lap 30, lap 60, and then we have a 65-lap shootout to the finale of this race. So 125 laps here at Michigan. That's what, 250 miles. That's a long race.
It's gonna be a long night. There's no doubt about it. I think, Nick, we're gonna have to pace ourselves tonight.
Well, I was by myself last week, so the pacing wasn't able to happen. Because it was, I'll tell you,
apologize.
No, it was okay. It was okay because When you missed Charlotte, Charlotte was a snore fest for about half the race just because you had to survive. The last 25, 30 laps, they were fun, but most of it was a snore fest because you had to survive. Last week, these guys didn't give a damn. They were going for it every single lap. We had 80 laps of just pure, unadulterated fun. And it was awesome. It was one of the best Indianapolis races I've ever seen. And then, you know, in real life, we went on to have Sunday, which should have been a utter success. And I still think it was, but people are saying it's a failure just because of an incident with one corner. That,
you know, I didn't see it. I did not see the races Sunday because I was in Asheville, so I have no idea what happened. So
remember how we raced at Coda in the rain? Everybody was like, "Oh, it's dangerous," blah 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 blah. It was only dangerous when the caution came out and the field was closed up. Now, Indianapolis, it's a great racetrack. I love the Indianapolis road course. The new configuration of it is by far the best. And they did it partially to get Formula One to come back because they want Formula One to come back. If you could do back-to-back weeks of Indianapolis, like the Indy 500, then the Indianapolis road course for the Indy GP for Indy, and then the Indy GP for NASCAR on Saturday, and then on Sunday you bring Formula One in there, you'd make millions. You would make so much money, and that's what they want to do. But people were complaining because one of the rumble strips was damaged. And with about 20 laps to go, it had to be repaired earlier in the race, but it was fixed. And Martin Truex Jr. went through the corner with like 7 or 8 to go, 10 to go, whatever it was. His splitter dug up under it, started to rip it up. The next lap by, William Byron's splitter dug under it, ripped it up, ripped the front of his car off. Then Joey Logano went flying, about 15, 20 cars. And then they went and they did the whole removing the rumble strip but left the turtle. And I understand people's conversations about the topic of, well, why not remove the turtle? But at what point... You're already modifying the course when you take away the rumble strip that's broken. At what point, when you take away the turtle, are you no longer racing the same race? Yeah. Because for 85 laps, the road course looked one way, and then you take away the turtle and the rumble strip, and then for 5 laps, it looks totally different. All of a sudden, you're not racing the same race. It loses more legitimacy than what they did. Obviously, next year, I think part of the solution is to have backup rumble strips for every corner. I think that's probably a good idea, NASCAR. It's not even NASCAR's fault. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good idea to have backup rumble strips. You had upwards of like 1,000 miles in less than 48 hours put on those rumble strips. Of course one of them's going to fail, especially one that every single car is driving on. But it's not NASCAR's fault. It's Indianapolis's fault for not having the proper stuff there.
Right.
So people are blaming NASCAR, and I think that's just kind of what they do nowadays. If something goes wrong, it's always NASCAR's fault.
Yeah, they point the finger.
NASCAR's just the sanctioning body. Nobody before 5 laps to go foresaw that breaking. Not a single person foresaw what was going to happen. The only way you fix problems is when they happen. You can't predict the future, you fix the issues. So in the future, that won't happen. Guarantee it, they'll have a better solution for next season.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see it, but I'm sure, when anything like that happens, yeah, they will fix it for sure.
I mean, hell, Jimmy Johnson went off into turn 1 at Watkins Glen, jumped right over the sand pit. What was it, 99 in the Altel car? What did they do the next year? They moved the freaking tire barrier out another 7 feet and made the sand pit bigger.
Yeah.
And they got rid of some of that jump there that was there. They edged the corner off. So, obviously, things will change. People just need to give it time. It'll all come with time. That's all I can say. But we have qualifying on the track. Harvey Abrams with his first lap, 39.24. Nicholas Weatherby.
Weatherby takes the top position as we speak. They still have one more lap to go around.
Yeah, they do. Adam Wood jumps into second with a 39.17. Yurik with a 39.13. Let's see if any of those guys can improve their laps. The first one to complete his second lap will be Harvey Abrams as he exits turn 4 all the way down to the grass across the start-finish line. Harvey Abrams improves to a 39.18. Weatherby out of turn 4. Will he be able to improve here?
One guy, Joseph Causey, did not have a good first lap.
Weatherby doesn't improve. He goes for a 39.14, so he'll stay with a 39.1. Yurik across the line. Will he improve? Causey improves. He jumps to third. Adam Wood jumps to third now with a 39.14. We have a 4-way tie for third place right now. Now Jason Miz break. Look at the times.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at
crazy.
this. 0.09 of a second. 0.09 of a second. You want to know how fast that is? Think in your mind. Ready? Have a thought. Boom. Done. That's
Done.
it. That's it. That's how close the top 11 in this field is right now. That's insane. Holy crap. If
Will
they're
the other
that
guys
close,
qualify or not? Yeah, Greg Holt is on the track.
if they're that close tonight, man, are we in for some fun. Jason Miz on his second lap. He goes fast. He's second on the leaderboard now. A 39.11.
But Weatherby is still holding on.
He is with a 39.1. Man, oh man. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Cody McKinney across the line on his first lap.
Listen to Greg Holt's car as he's going around the track. Car sounds very... Something's going on with that car. And he shut it off, it looks like.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Greg Holt is going to coast across the start-finish line. That sounds like technical difficulties to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was like... It's very strange.
Randy, you're in charge for a minute.
Okay, very good. All right, so we still have 2 other cars to qualify if they decide to. Let's see. Check out. Ryan Cliver is out on the track right now. Him and Tommy Schaefer, the only other 2 cars that have not posted a time, as Cliver will bring the car down to the bottom of the track, come across the line. He will qualify 13th on his first lap. Let's see if he can pick up the time at all. He's got the car down at the bottom of the track. He'll drift up a little bit as he goes down the back straightaway, running that upper groove. And he'll shut it off. I guess that was the end of qualifying. So Tommy Schaefer is the only one that did not get to qualify. And your lineup, let's see. Well, I guess we can't. My lineup does not show, so unfortunately. Well, we won't get the lineup until we actually go to racing, because right now we're actually, I believe we're in between. But Weatherby was the fastest out there. And he will be on the pole.
Apologize for the inconvenience of me running away for a minute.
Look at this. No, Cody McKinney ended up fastest of the night. Cody McKinney in the 14 ended up doing a 39.090.
Now that's fast, okay? But
that's super fast.
we have to talk about from second from second down to 12th. There's less than a 1/10 of a second.
Yeah. It's crazy how close they are.
You can't fathom how fast that is in your mind, how quick and how close the speeds are for these drivers here tonight. This is going to be, I mean, I'm not going to try and oversell it because it is Michigan. So we have to remember where we are, and Michigan has a tendency of being kind of a dull race. So it's gonna be fun, but if it can live up to the hype of what qualifying gave us, then it's going to be a blast.
Should be awesome. Hey, cars will have a little bit of draft help at this track.
I mean, you can already see it here in the warm-up. Nick Goebel's gone fastest with a 38.61. That's the draft. That's doing 200 miles an hour off into the turns. The old package here, the old cars, you go back to the beginning of the Gen 6 era when you had the Fusions and the Chevy SS, 207, 208 miles an hour was completely not, like, it was completely fathomable in your mind. Now, this new package, it doesn't happen as much, but it still is a possibility if you get 4 or 5 cars in a row at 203, 204 miles an hour off into these corners.
Yeah.
But you remember back in the day when they first started coming here, those old cars, the Generation 3 cars, the 90s and the early 2000s. I mean, those cars flying, like that body style, that generation of car, absolutely flying around this track. 206, 207, and that was without the draft sometimes in those cars.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it takes some guts now to drive this track, but I mean, back 2006, 2005, it was a driver's track. It was a real driver's track. It separated the boys from the men, so to speak.
Yeah, it did. It definitely was one of those tracks. I love how, like, tonight as we look at the track.
Oh, Adam Wood goes spinning.
Adam Wood goes around. If you watch the cars in turn 1 and 2.
Oh, Adam Wood just is flying.
Turn 1 and 2 is cloudy, and turn 3 and 4 is sunny.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. So the Michigan International Speedway complex is somewhere around 65 acres. The amount of land they own here at this track is somewhere around 65 acres.
That's a lot of land.
Obviously, the track isn't 65 acres. That would be that's like the Nürburgring, but it's set dead center in the middle of those 65 acres. And when they were building the track, part of what they were trying to do was they were figuring out in the middle of the day what the average forecast would be. And the stories I've been told is that the forecast they wanted was always 2 different corners. They would love cloud cover in one of the corners and the other corner just hot in the sun. Now, that really didn't happen all that often because that's luck. But you're going to see 2 different types of corners here tonight.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be hot as hell in one of these corners, and in the other corner, you're not going to have a chance. It's going to be cool as days, and you're going to just be able to fly right through it. Barely off the throttle in one of them and pounding the throttle in the other.
Well, as we said that, now it's all sunny.
Well, it's the old saying of when you bring your dog to the vet, nothing's wrong with them, even though they were dying a second ago.
Right.
It's exactly what happens here tonight. We tell you something, and it makes it look like a liar. But
wasn't for a while. It was for a second there. It was all
second right. Week in a row, Cody McKinney on the pole. He's coming alive, man. He's coming alive. He needs it too. He really does. So you want to go ahead and count us down from the pole there, Mr. Pepper?
Let's go down. All right. So on the pole tonight is Cody McKinney in the 14. On his outside is the 23 of Nicholas Weatherby, who was last week's winner. Row 2 is Jason Miz in the 89 and the 76 of Charles Yurick. Row 3 is Jaden Gimbel in the 3 and the 18 of Joey McKinney. The 45 of Adam Wood and Joseph McKinney, or Joseph Causey. What the heck am I reading?
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. It is Joseph McKinney.
Joseph Causey will line up next to each other. And then Derek Schilling and Nick Goebel will line up 9th and 10th. 11th and 12th is going to be Harvey Abrams and Patrick Gaspar. 13th and 14th will be Ryan Cliver in the 11th and the 15th, and Michael Payne. 15th and 16th will be Tom Stewart and Greg Holt, and lining up dead last on the field, the number 40 of Tom E. Schaefer.
So Patrick Gaspar is in the session, but at the moment he's not on the track. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's one of our, constant men who's a challenge to win. We're going to keep an eye on Mr. Greg Holt also in the number, on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 32. He'll be scored in the 91. So the big blue car of Greg Holt will be scored in the 91, driving the 32 tonight. But
yeah,
we'll keep an eye on him to see if whatever was happening is in fact some sort of issue that's going to carry over to the race, or if he was just testing something in practice. Patrick Gaspar will be starting the race from the pit lane, but he will be starting the race.
As the drivers make their way around the track, some of them warming up their tires and making sure everything is good to go.
I'm
Trying to
excited.
get myself, I'm trying to get myself back into it after having a week off.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of the one-man show routine over here because, unfortunately, you know how you get in that mindset?
Dude, I did over 1,000 races that
so
way.
then you know how it is. So you get into that mindset and you're like, well, I have a partner. I got to let him talk.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the pace car is pulled off. The field stacks them up, ready to go. Green flag is out. And Cody McKinney jumps out to a quick little half a car length lead over Nicholas Weatherby. But Weatherby is going to be challenged right off the bat with Jason Miz. The Miz jumps down. They're going to shove Weatherby to the outside. As you see, Jaden Gimbel jump down there as well. And Weatherby now gets a great run off the turn, and he's bringing the 76 to Charles Urick with him. Look at this run.
Miz bobbled it down in the bottom of 1 and 2 there. He almost slid up the track a little bit, had to get out of it. That allowed Weatherby to get a run out of the corner. He used the draft down the backstretch into 3 and 4 to come out of 3 and 4. And at the line, it's going to be really close. Cody McKinney leads lap number 1.
Barely.
Wow.
Just by maybe
if
a
that
quarter
was the
of a
finish,
bumper.
if that was the finish of the race, that would have been the closest finish in the history of the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. They're side by side down the back straightaway. It's McKinney on the outside and Weatherby on the inside. And McKinney is going to bring Charles Urick along with him, and they're going to shove Weatherby out on his own down on the bottom there. He's not going away. Still fighting for that second position, but it's Cody McKinney all by himself by a half a car length. But I think he's going to have a challenge here from Charles Urick soon.
So what you're seeing is a super speedway style pack start to create itself here, and that's kind of what we expected here tonight. Was the package that iRacing has brought to the track, that NASCAR gave them to bring here, is what we're expecting to see. Is a Talladega. We got a spinner back behind him.
Oh.
Jason Miz. We got 4 or 5 cars involved here back in the pack. Ryan Cliver was involved in that. He's got some rear end damage. The number 15 of Michael Payne was involved in that. Jason Miz has gone around. Patrick Gaspar is going to get lucky by that. It's going to keep him from maybe losing a lap here. We're going to go back and see what happened, but we saw it begin on the broadcast here. It looked like Jason Miz just came up a little bit when he wasn't clear. And luckily for him, it looks like some minor damage only to his car, luckily for the rest of the field. But man, oh man, that was an interesting incident back there in the backstretch. We'll take a look here.
That could have been really, really bad.
It could have. It was right in the middle of the pack. It was just, so it looks like the 40 car has lost his front nose. So Tommy Schaefer, who last week made his debut, had a great race. This week is going to get caught up in this and lose his front nose here. It looks like Michael Payne got rear-ended by Tommy Schaefer once Jason Miz spun around. And when that happened, that's some serious damage to the number 40. We'll keep an eye on that, see if that keeps him in the pit lane for a while. I expect to see Michael Payne down to maybe check on the temperature, see if that car is going to overheat a little bit. And obviously the number 89 of Jason Miz will come down and get as much damage as he can repaired.
Yeah. So,
right as the caution was coming out, I was trying to talk about that type of situation is going to occur tonight. The package that iRacing has brought is the same package that NASCAR is bringing to the track this weekend. And it's a package that is going to create pack racing, which is what you want to see, because lately Michigan hasn't been known for that. Michigan has been known for drivers driving away, 1 or 2 cars really dominating, and it's become kind of a snore fest for a racetrack that used to be extremely, extremely exciting. So iRacing, kind of like they have a few times this year, took the initiative to try to figure out a package. NASCAR liked part of it. They're using some of it. But that pack racing is what you're going to see a lot of tonight, and it's going to create situations where you're not really going to be able to drive away from the pack on new tires, and you're going to have the opportunity for a big one here at Michigan. They've kind of turned it into a super speedway.
Yeah, and drivers can elect a track like this with, since the tires don't mean that much of a difference, you can go and just get 2 tires and try to get that spot out of the pits.
That's the thing. Track position is going to be king here tonight. You want to be as far in front as you can be, because if you get in front, it's so hard to pass because of when you slide out of line, that pocket of air that you were in is no longer protecting you from the pocket of air you're about to hit, and then you're punching a hole in the air when you come out from behind that car, and you lose maybe 1-2 mile an hour when you slide out from behind that guy. So unless you have a 5 or 6 mile an hour run, when you pull out, you just instantly stall. So you're not going to be able to make a lot of passes here tonight without assistance from people behind you.
Right, exactly.
It's going to be a very interesting race here tonight. It's going to have a lot of strategy involved in it, and that was something that drivers talked about when I spoke to them throughout the week, is that they came into this race thinking, well, we end the regular season almost with 2 super speedways. This could shake the playoffs up. This could shake up everything. If somebody like Jaden Gimble comes in here tonight, who's on the outside looking in on the playoff points because he wasn't here last week, and he wins, all of a sudden, the 16th position, it changes who's there. And you're going to have Joey McKinney and Michael Payne battling for that final spot, and they're only 6 points away from each other at the moment. So it's going to create a different feeling.
Did you get a points?
No, I did. I did this in my mind from last week.
Oh, you did this in your mind.
Yeah, I went and looked at the results and all that, and
you
I'm not going to say it's perfect math, but it's close enough math that I'm confident enough to say that that's what the points are right now, because I know Jaden wasn't here last week. He was 4 points in, so right now he's probably 30 points out. So with Joey being here and also Michael Payne being here, it assists in those two getting ahead of him, and Michael had a really good run last week, so they're definitely ahead of him right now on points, but the super speedway style race, it could shake everything out.
Here we go. Pace car has pulled off. The field is going green flag racing, and just like that, Cody McKinney jumps out to a 1-2-3 car length over second place, which is a good battle right there. And there he is, Joseph Causey in the Batman car, is now setting sail, trying to reel in our leader right now. McKinney is out by a half a car length over Causey. Causey falls in line. The whole field basically is falling in line and all trying to draft it with each other. And here comes Joseph Causey looking to the inside as they go into 3.
23 laps remaining in stage 1. Some guys in the back pitted for fuel strategy here. But up here in the front, you have a battle of the 2 fastest guys in the track right now. Cody McKinney, Joseph Causey. Right behind Joseph Causey, sliding up in there is Charles Urich. He's trying to use that advantage of the draft to stay with these 2. Off into turn 1 they go. Can Batman catch his arch nemesis, the Robin? The Robin. Son of a bitch.
The Joker?
The Joker! Why did I call him the Robin? Oh my god, I'm a Batman fan. I love the oh my god. Oh, I just lost so much credibility.
Oh, that's great.
I can never show myself again anywhere, anything related to DC. Oh my god, I just ruined my life.
I think it's
that was a
funny,
good
actually.
line, too.
It was a great line. Too bad.
The delivery
Robin
was
now
bad.
turned his back on Batman.
His delivery was bad.
Oh boy. Ever since Robin couldn't climb the wall with a rope, that man lost faith in him. And
Nick Goebel was able to slide up in front of Nicholas Weatherby in the backstretch. He is making
somebody is loose back there. It looks like
it's Derek Schilling. Derek Schilling up the track in 3 and 4, all the way back to the back of the pack. That's what this type of racing is going to create there, folks. You saw Derek was in 7th, and when he slid up the track, all of a sudden he went from 7th to the back of the pack like that. He's going to have to catch the draft and work his way back up through the field. I wonder, though. The number 24 has that T-Rex car tonight. I wonder if it's got some funny things on it.
Oh, you mean some funny parts that aren't supposed to be there?
The story of the T-Rex car.
Yes, the only car they ever told Jeff Gordon, don't bring that car back anymore.
They wrote the rule book around that car.
Yep, they did. But the field right now is pretty much a giant conga line. They're following each other around the track. It looks like a Carnival Cruise line where everybody's lining up for the conga.
So the guy this really helps out the most, and we're going to point him out on track for you right now, is that man right there on your screen. Jaden Gimbel sitting in 6th on the track. He is in the perfect position in this line to have to use the least amount of throttle. He's getting pulled by the people in front of him and pushed by the people behind him. So he's saving the most fuel on the track. So if the stage comes down to fuel mileage, Jaden Gimbel right now would be the guy to look at to have that advantage.
Interesting fact for sure. Gimbel's running just nose to tail with the car in front of him. And that's Nicholas Weatherby, who started on the outside pole, has fallen back to 4th place as they make their way around that number 24 car. Nick Goebel.
Yeah, Nick Goebel looked to the inside there to try to pass Charles Urich, and when he did, he ended up getting freight trained by this long line of cars on the outside. The top 9 right now sitting on the outside lane, just single file, nose to tail, going around the track.
I wonder if guys are just going to settle in now and just try to get what they can for this first stage, feel it all out, not try to do anything stupid, and just see if they can, get a good finish. And then next stage, we'll see some crazy moves.
I think that you're probably right. It feels like that. It has that feeling of a Talladega race where everybody gets up against the wall, and the Talladega race in the chase in the fall, where everybody's just they're too conscientious to make the move. Nicholas Weatherby down the inside now, trying to take away 3rd and looking for 2nd, but he has no help. So what's about to happen to Nicholas Weatherby. If he doesn't slide up in front of the 3, he's going to get freight trained. He's going to fall from 4th, I would say probably all the way back to 8th or 9th right now as they go through 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, he's falling back, and before long, him and Goebel will be next to each other.
Whoa, 3 wide there.
Wow, he tried to slide it in where it didn't belong. So luckily, nobody got into the back. Greg Holt nearly got into the back of Weatherby's car, but luckily no harm, no foul.
Yeah, he tried to clear himself down the backstretch. That happens from time to time. Adam Wood dives to the inside now. He's trying to take away the 4th position from Jaden Gimbel. He's going to be by himself, though. He's seen that happen to 3 people, and now Adam's going to go from 5th, maybe back to 8th or 9th again, and fall back there to Nicholas Weatherby, unless he can clear himself on the exit of 2. It's not going to happen because Greg Holt's already there, and here comes Joey McKinney. The first opening in line is going to be behind Nick Goebel. If he can slide up now, but he's not going to be able to because of gas bar, maybe Weatherby will let him in, which is exactly what's going to happen. But Greg Holt makes a move to the inside in 3. Can he make it stick on Jaden Gimbel? He really threw it off in there, tries to complete the slide job. He does, but we're going to go for the over-under down the front stretch.
Yeah, they're still trying to make these moves to the inside, and it's just not working. That inside line, if you don't have a partner to dance with, you're not going to go anywhere. We've seen that Adam Wood, who was running for 3rd at one point. Now
Gimbel's going to try the slide job, though.
He's trying. It didn't work.
That was almost really bad.
Now, if he can slide up there in front of that 24, but no, 24 just closed that gap, he's going to fall like a lead brick as well.
I would see he's probably going to – Adam Wood fell all the way out of the top 10. I would think you're going to see Jaden Gimbel go the same route of Adam Wood, but we saw Greg Holt was able to perfect the move a minute ago. He was able to get a big run down the backstretch because he had a 4 or 5 car length gap once Adam Wood slid out. He used that momentum to slingshot himself off into 3 and 4 and completed the slide job in the middle of the corner. If you don't complete the slide job here at Michigan tonight in the corner, you're not going to complete the pass.
No, you're definitely not. You're just going to fall like a lead brick like the rest of them we've seen.
Yeah. So the guy you have to watch for fuel right now, depending on how this fuel strategy is working, is Cody McKinney. He's the guy out in the lead. He's led every single lap. He's using the most throttle. Oh, the caution is out. We have a spinner.
Get together. We got 3 cars get together up there in the turn,
Tom
in turn 4.
Schuett, Harvey Abrams, and another driver was involved in that. We'll try to see who it was. Tom Schuett and Harvey Abrams, for the second week in a row, destroyed the front of that car. Last week, him and Patrick Gaspar got into it with 4 to go at Indianapolis. Harvey had his best run of the season, and this week, Harvey's I don't know, we're going to see if he was an innocent bystander in this one as well. Oh no, Harvey got right into Patrick Gaspar and then into Tom Schuett. I wonder what happened. That's a strange one. We're going to have to rewind back just a little to see exactly what happened. I think there was some checking up here. So Patrick Gaspar went off into 3 on the inside of Derek Schilling, and Tom Schuett, Patrick Gaspar slid up. And when he did, he got into Tom Schuett, got on the brakes, and then Harvey Abrams had nowhere to go. So the one who started the incident is the luckiest one out of the bunch. Patrick Gaspar has pretty much no damage on that number 86 Chevrolet. Joseph Causey stays out as everybody else who hadn't pitted earlier comes down pit road.
Yeah, I see that.
Causey is the Lone Ranger right now. If you haven't pitted yet, you pitted now, but everybody except Causey, I guess.
Right sides and lefts, or are we going to just do right sides and get out of here?
I don't know if tires are a huge
sides.
deal. Yeah, Cody got rights. Nicholas Weatherby's getting 4. Joey McKinney got 2. Jason Miz got 2. Jaden Gimbel, he stayed out. Charles Gurrick got 4. It looks like the top 3 that came out of the pits got 2, and then everybody else got 4 in fuel and some damage repairs there. As the 87 of Derek Schilling comes out, Harvey Abrams getting that front end repaired. Looks like Ryan Cliver had some damage as well. Patrick Gaspar getting what damage he had repaired, and Michael Payne continuing to work on that race car after he was involved in the original incident here tonight. So while we are under our second caution here at the Michigan International Speedway, we're going to go side by side, and you're going to hear from our friends at the Guitar Addict.
For 20 years, the Guitar Addict has been your home for used and vintage guitars in the Daytona Beach area and at GuitarAddict.com. The Guitar Addict is your home for used and vintage guitars. Whether you're looking for that collector's piece or that beginner piece, they've got you covered. With names like Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, Ibanez, Martin, Taylor, and much, much more, the Guitar Addict has all the guitars you need. And bass players, they haven't forgot about you. They've got all the top names. Amplifiers from Friedman, Victoria, Fender, Boss, and many, many more. They also have the largest selection of used pedals anywhere in the Southeast. The Guitar Addict, located at 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flomish in Holly Hill, Florida. Also, check us out online at GuitarAddict.com. Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Addict. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out, and I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right, pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on GuitarAddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's GuitarAddict.com.
As we are back and we are green flag racing with 10 to go here in stage number 2. Joseph Causey gets a huge jump as he comes out here in the lead after the pit stops and off into turn 1. Causey got a huge jump. It's going to allow Greg Holt to slide up into second. Cody McKinney back in third right now.
They've got a big nest behind those guys behind Jaden Gimbel. Gimbel's got his got the 4th place right now. And then Gobble behind him in that 24 car. And then everybody behind them is shuffling for position, trying to get his best position as possible.
Wow, look at Weatherby on the outside. Derek Schilling slides it up. Wow.
3 wide with Adam Wood down on the inside.
Look at the run that Nicholas Weatherby has. Wow. Man, oh man, oh man.
Look at Gobble trying the outside, trying to get around McKinney. Yeah, I think he's going to make it stick as he's going to shove McKinney down there. Look at that. And he's got a trunk full of the number 76 of Charles Yurick. Yurick right behind him. Wow, look at him.
Yurick got sideways.
Around. Wow, they just shot around the outside of Greg Holt. Unbelievable.
So, Randy, we made a statement earlier in the race as we see a battle for the lead. Now it's Goebel coming across the start-finish line. He takes the lead off into turn 1. Earlier tonight, we made a statement that tires weren't going to be a huge factor. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 4 brand new tires. They are a huge factor.
And that's just going to make Causey, like, all upset, I'm sure.
Wow. Wow.
Look
we have
at
a battle for the lead now.
To the inside, side by side as they come off the turn.
The difference here is Yurick has help behind him. The 23, Nicholas Weatherby with a huge push down the front stretch to the 76. Off into turn 1, we're going to have a side-by-side battle for the lead here.
3 cars battling for the lead. And that's not the only battles on the whole track. They're
don't forget
all
about Schilling.
Right
Here comes Schilling.
Adam Wood gets into the back of Causey, but they saved it. Oh, my God.
What a moment there for Adam Wood. A good save by Joseph Causey. Adam Wood, the 5th car in the racetrack with fresh tires. He's coming to the inside of Causey along with Ryan Cliver. All the guys with 4 tires are flying through this field.
Charles Yurick is having one of his best races of the season right now as he's leading the field by 1-2 car lengths over Goebel. And then it's another half a car length back to the Weatherby car. And then it's another 1-2 back to Derek Schilling, who's having a great run in that number 87.
Yeah, with the amount of drivers that took 2 tires, I think they thought the exact same way we thought. Because of the draft, tires weren't going to be huge. Man, were we all wrong.
Man, we were.
They are impressive with these new tires. They are almost a second a lap faster right now.
The winding down of the laps, just a few laps remaining in the stage.
Weatherby to the outside of Goebel, down the backstretch, they touch! A little bit of bump in there, no damage to either car though as we go off into 3 and 4. Now Nicholas Weatherby sets his sight on his buddy Charles Yurick. You know what I just noticed about Nicholas Weatherby tonight?
What's that?
He's driving a Chevrolet.
Yeah, he is.
I thought that thing looked different.
It's definitely different. He's definitely running really well. I didn't think the Chevrolets would run that well on this track.
Maybe he should keep the Chevy from now on.
He might if he runs well. I'm sure he will.
He got a win in the Toyota and they dropped him, so he went to Chevrolet. He upstaged Bubba in his own car with his own paint scheme. They made him switch. 3 to
He's
go here in stage 1.
Yeah, all over the back bumper of Urick.
I'm sorry, 2. 2 to go.
2.
There's
Look
2
at
battles
Derek
right
showing
there. 2 battles right there at the front of the pack right now. Throughout the field, though, as you see the gaps on the left side of your screen, the field is extremely tight right now.
A little fandango for everyone.
Yeah, there you go, right behind him. There's a lot of moving and dancing back there as we come to the white flag on stage 1. Will Weatherby make a move, or will he be happy with P2 here in stage number 1?
I think you'd probably be happy with that, but it's still points. So I think he would probably be fine because he knows he's already qualified for the playoffs. Charles Urick has not qualified. He probably is in there, but
Here's the battle for third. Derek
Whoa,
Schilling tried to
Derek
send it off
Schilling.
in there. He decided better of it. We come out of 4, and the green and white checkered flag waves. Charles Urick will win the stage.
Urick, or not Urick, but the Schilling, he almost lost his position to Adam Wood. Adam Wood catching him really fast.
Yeah, Derek had to check up in 4, and that allowed Adam to get really, really close to him.
So that'll end stage number 1 with your winner of the first stage, Charles Urick, and Nicholas Weatherby, who started on the outside pole of the race, finished on the outside once again.
Charles Urick, Nicholas Weatherby, Nick Goebel, Derek Schilling, Adam Wood, Ryan Cliver, Patrick Gaspar, Joseph Causey, Cody McKinney, and Greg Holt, your top 10 here. No drivers are out of this race. One driver more than 1 lap down, that is Tom Schuett, was involved in an incident early on here tonight.
I'm actually surprised that Tommy Schaefer is still on the lead lap.
The draft is definitely helping him.
But he has no front end.
It's not the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
I've seen crazy. I saw Dale Earnhardt flip at Talladega and then keep driving the car around the racetrack.
Yeah, we have seen that.
But folks, we are going to step aside here. We are going to have you hear a little bit more about one of the leagues we broadcast here in the Ghost Fire Media Network, the AOLL, going strong since the 90s. Oh, wait, hold on, they're pitting.
Are they pitting? Let's see who's
Looks
going
like
to
they're
pit.
pitting.
Is everyone going to pit? Let's see here. I think everyone has to pit.
It looks like the whole field is coming down the pits.
Yeah.
And because of that, we're going to hold off on our commercial break.
And see if anyone decides to take 2 or not.
I don't think you will see anybody take 2 tires the
I don't
rest
think-
of the
no.
night. I think that
think so
right
either.
there proved it, that no tires and 2 tires is not an option.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's an option. It's just the wrong decision. It might be an option under green flag stops, though. Gas and go for a lot of these guys who got 4 tires just 5 laps ago. It was
I
like
don't
10
think that's
laps
a good
ago.
move.
I don't know. It depends on what these other guys do. Cody's getting 4. Causey's getting 4. Yeah, the top 5 are going to get freight trained. Their tires are about 10 laps old.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
know.
gonna-
We'll take
Bad
a
move.
look. They're 13-lap-old tires for the top 6 cars on the track. I don't know. I don't know if that was a good idea. No, the top 4 cars. Sorry. Nick Goebel, Ryan Cliver got 4 tires and fuel. So, Charles Urick, Nicholas Weatherby, Adam Wood, Derek Schilling, Stage 2 might not be as kind to them.
Yeah,
we'll
I don't
find
think it's
out.
going to be. Hey, it was exciting to see this actually happen, though, because we thought Causey was going to be like just dominating once he got up there, and then we see Charles Urick win the stage.
It was very nice to see. But
Yes.
now we're going to step away, and you get to hear from our friends over at the AOLL. Going strong since the 90s and back with a vengeance here to continue to be broadcasted here on the Ghostfire Media Network on Thursdays and Sundays.
Actually,
The AOLL began online racing in the mid-1990s with Papyrus's NASCAR racing still going strong 27 years later on the iRacing platform. The TNT series races on Thursday night, running the ARCA Chevy cars for drivers looking to learn and have fun. The Cup series races on Sunday nights, featuring league veterans and Class A licensed drivers. The Sportsman division races on Wednesday nights, running the Gander Outdoor trucks with drivers from the Cup and TNT series. You can catch all of the AOLL racing action right here on Ghostfire Media.
back at Michigan International Speedway, the IVRL Buttkicker Michigan race. This is going to be a lot of fun. So far, the first stage was actually won by Charles Urich and Nicholas Weatherby, who started on the outside pole, ended up second as well. Adam Wood had a good run in the stage. He actually ended up third, and Derek Schilling ended up fourth, and fifth was Nick Goebel. So, going to be a fun race, I think. The stage went by quicker than I thought it was going to. I really thought that stage was going to take a lot more time than it did, but it was not bad.
As we do every week at the beginning of Stage 2, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to crank it up as we go back green here in the IVRL Buttkicker Cup Series. Nicholas Weatherby was just the filling and an Oreo cookie off in a 1 and 2. He lost 6 spots going down the front stretch.
That was amazing. Those guys they just kind of stacked it up, and you started seeing Causey and Greg Holt making all these moves to the inside. Look at Greg Holt.
Oh,
or not
look
Greg
at
Holt, but
Causey.
Causey just dives to the inside. He'll take the lead as they come off a turn 4 and towards the line. It's Causey leads them here at Michigan.
Definitely the most powerful thing on the track tonight, tires. By a wide margin.
Goebel must have taken tires as well, because he's
Nick
hanging
Goebel
right
took
there
4.
with him.
Nick Goebel took 4. Cody McKinney took 4. Greg Holt took 4. Derek Schilling, Charles Urich, 3rd and 4th right now, took just fuel. So they are stuck on the outside line right there in a hornet's nest. If in the middle is, but Greg Holt slides up in front of everybody on the exit of 4. Ryan Cliver back there is going to go to the inside, make a 2x2 with Adam Wood. And Adam Wood and Nicholas Weatherby, the first 2 cars to come out of pit road with just fuel, are almost back dead last on the track.
Jaden Gimbel also made a crazy move back there as well.
Oh, Ryan Cliver's in the wall! Ryan Cliver in the wall out of 2. He keeps it going straight, but huge damage to the right side of that number 11.
That's not going to help his cause tonight at all.
No, he pounded that outside
Weatherby
wall.
actually just tagged that wall as well.
And there is a huge amount of damage to the right side of that number 11. You'll see as we cross the start-finish line, everything is crumpled up. Not good right there for the number 11, Ryan Cliver, who is making his way through the field. We'll keep an eye on how that damage hurts him throughout the night. But back up towards the front of the pack, you see the battle for the lead is starting to heat up. Nick Goebel looking at the back bumper of Joseph Causey off in the 3.
He's trying. He's coming. Can Causey hold off that number 24 car? He's got about a 2-car length lead right now over the 24. Then it's another 5, 6, 7, 8 car lengths back to Greg Holt running back there in that number 91. Here comes Gobble looking to the outside. He's going to follow right behind Causey. So the dinosaur is on the loose, and he's looking to gobble up the Batman.
So years ago, HMS did this little competition where they had DC sponsor them. Jimmy Johnson ran a number 48 Superman Chevy SS here, and Dale Jr. in the Batman Chevy SS. Now, I'm a Jimmy and a Dale fan, but I was rooting for Dale. Tonight, I try to pride myself on being a extremely non-biased, bipartisan announcer. I'm rooting for Nick Goebel. I love Batman. I love the Dale Jr. throwback. But man, does that T-Rex car, that brings me back to when Jeff Gordon was at the top of his game and the best driver on the track. And I just want to see that thing go to victory lane so bad.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed that car. And me being a Universal fan, I love Universal. I love Jurassic World and Jurassic Park at both the parks, and I'm looking forward to seeing that car, maybe do something better than second tonight. That would be really awesome to see a Jurassic Park car do well.
Yeah, it brings you back, Ray Evernham. It brings you back to DuPont at the height of its power in the automotive finishes world. It brings you back to when Pepsi was a huge part of the sport, when HMS was a 3-car dominating faction, not 4, when Haas was with them, when Quaker State was being run by HMS instead of Valvoline. It just brings you back to the good old days, and man, it reminds you of the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a good time, I know, in my life. The Jurassic Park car, whenever I see cars that were painted by my old friend Sam Bass, I get emotional. Actually, one of my memories came up today talking about Sam looking for a kidney, and which he never did receive. And looking at this car just reminds me of that whole thing. And like I said, kind of makes me kind of emotional. Actually, even the Causey car, the original Batman car that Bill Elliott ran back when he ran the Thunderbird, Sam Bass actually painted that car as well.
Didn't Sam have something to do with those McDonald's cars as well?
Yes, he did. Sam did a lot of cars.
He did the blue one with the silver stars. The what was it? The McDonald's night car, or whatever it was. It was
Mac the Night.
Mac the Night.
Yeah, Mac the Night. Yep.
That was a beautiful paint scheme.
It was a great car. But it's actually, believe it or not, Sam's favorite car that he ever painted actually was the Batman car. Sam was a huge fan of comic books.
Greg Holt to the inside down the front
Yeah,
stretch.
he dived into the inside there. He's going to try to get around the Gobble car. Gobble the outside. They're side by side.
Oh, Gobble tapped the wall down the front stretch. Just barely.
Almost
just tapped
came
it.
down. Almost came down on him.
I don't think it did any damage to the right side of that number 24 car, but he didn't tap it. He might have kissed it. He might have given it a little hello, how you doing?
How you doing?
It brings you back, though, that car. I mean, Pedigree, Kellogg's, Frosted Mini Wheats. It reminds you of Terry Labonte. It just, when Chad Knaus was 27 years old being a tire changer. I mean, there's so much history from that 24. And again, with Sam Bass. I mean, one of the most underrated and underappreciated men in the history of the sport.
I will tell you this, Sam was probably one of the most well-liked people in the garages. Everybody loved Sam. He was just one of those guys, just a super humble person. Always, he just radiated this happiness. He was always very happy, and he was like, that aura that came out. You just you felt happy to be around him.
I never got the pleasure to meet Sam Bass, but I did get the opportunity to win a piece of his art in an auction, and it's one of my prized possessions.
Which one did you get?
It was an original work. It was like a sketch of the original Rainbow Warriors card.
Okay, yeah. I actually have one of those too. Sam gave me one of those. It's the Rainbow Warrior card, and then Jeff with his finger up with the number 1, and it's got his uniform and car on pit road and all this stuff. Really neat little one. One of the ones I really liked that he did, which he knew I loved, was he did one with Jeff Gordon and Ric Flair. And I love that. That's one of my favorite ones. And actually, Jeff signed it for me.
No, Nick Noble in the wall on the exit of 2. That did some damage to the T-Rex machine.
That hurt. That, no doubt.
Oh, man.
So it ended up being a 2-car field here for the rest of the race, unless something crazy happens.
That was a lot of damage to the right front. Yeah, it's over the tire. He's going to have to worry about a tire rub now as we come down the front stretch. 12 to go in stage 2. He might be able to get that repaired between the stages, but we look up to the battle for the lead, possibly beginning in turn 1. We'll keep an eye on that, but there is a heck of a battle for 5th right now between Jaden Gimble, Joey McKinney, Ryan Cliver, Charles. You can throw a blanket over these 4 men. I'm sorry, Cody McKinney, Jaden Gimble, Joey McKinney, and Ryan Cliver. Charles Yurk is back in 8th. This is the battle for 4th now as they begin to reel in the wounded number 24.
Yeah, they're right behind him, and they will catch him by the end of the straightaway.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
he's got some serious damage, some very serious damage to the right front, and Michigan is a extremely aerodynamic dependent track.
Yep, they've caught him as they'll make their way into turn number 1. McKinney looking to the inside, now the outside. They'll go down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Nick can't do what he wanted to do, which was drive it off in there and make it stick because there's no downforce over that right front. So when he threw it off into the corner, the car just slid up near the exit.
Yeah, the car is still sliding around. You can see the car is not handling the way it was before by any means.
Very unfortunate.
McKinney got around him. Now Jaden Gimble is going to try to do the same as he's looking to the inside of Gobble and try to take away that position from him, the 5th position, actually 4th position.
That brings back memories as well right there, seeing these 2 cars battle.
Yeah, the 3 and the 24, absolutely.
Especially one with AC Delco on the side of the 3. Just brings me back to when Junior came up, and you remember the AC Delco car from the Busch Series.
Yep. I do remember that. That car brings back some memories of iRacing, or not iRacing, but 10, when Dale Jr. used to run the Dale Jr. 3 handle. He would be on 10, and you'd always see the Dale Jr. 3 sitting there. You let's get in this race. Maybe I can race with Dale Jr. You used to be able to actually look at guys and see who was actually racing.
He is one of the reasons this is as big as it is now. People like him continuing to push for it to get better.
Yep, absolutely. It's been a long time sim race for him and Martin Truex. I remember them, Truex and him, racing many nights on 10 back in the day.
The battle for the lead has kind of heated up here, so we're going to get back up there. It looked like Greg Holt went to the inside last time in 3, wasn't able to complete the pass. He looks to the outside this time and 1, but Joseph Causey has that Batman machine dialed in through 1 and 2. Slides up on the exit, and he's going to gain some time there on Greg Holt down the backstretch, but Greg's going to use that draft to his advantage down into 3 and 4 this time. 7 more circuits in stage 2. Well, Greg Holt's going to hit the wall. Greg Holt's going to hit the wall. He had to get out of it there.
Tough break.
He definitely had to get out of it there. He got out of it. He did not hit the wall. Lucky moment there for Greg Holt. It looked like the car was going up the track way too early in the center of 3 and 4. And exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. He carried too much speed through the center. And it kind of started to get tight there, and it just didn't want to turn. He had to get out of it and get in the brakes. That might give stage 2 to Joseph Causey unless Greg Holt can use that draft to his advantage.
He's pretty far back. I don't know if he's got enough time and enough of a draft to catch up to him. And it looks like his car is pushing quite a bit. So the handling has gone away in that car. Although here he comes. He is catching Causey again. As Causey dives to the bottom of the track, Greg Holt will follow in tow, trying to get every inch of air that he can, just sniffing, trying to get that draft of that number 88 car.
Yeah, he's about 0.6 of a second back right now. Now down to 0.5 as we go off into 3 and 4. But it looks like Greg Holt may have wounded his tires driving as hard as he was to catch Joseph Causey the first time. Because down the straightaway, Greg can use that draft to get closer. In the corners, Joseph just drives away. So as we come to 5 to go here in stage 2, we're going to move away from the battle for the lead. We'll jump back on it if it happens. But we do have pit stops happening here. So some strategy happening late in stage 2 here. Maybe they can't make it on fuel. Maybe they can't. Maybe there will be pit stops. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, we see 3 guys.
Yeah, Cody, Joey, and Patrick. Team McKinney Racing right now. All 3 cars in the pits getting fuel and tires. 4 tires and fuel for all 3 of those machines.
Gaspar overshot his bit.
Oh, Gaspar had to back up. He's going to lose time. He changed his strategy to 2 tires there because of that. Joey got 2 tires. Cody got 4. There it is right there. Cody McKinney comes out. He'll be past lapped here. But the question is, you wouldn't pit under the green flag if you knew you were going to lose a lap unless everybody had to pit.
Right,
so exactly. I'm guessing there's a good chance everybody has to pit. And Harvey Abrams just now losing his first lap of the race. Without a front nose, it took 25 laps for them to catch him. Greg Holt used that to his advantage, though, off into 1 and 2 here. I mean, on a 3 and 4. Now, down the front stretch, Greg Holt is side by side with his teammate at the line for 3 laps to go here in stage 2.
He's trying to make it work. He's bottom of the track. Side by side, he'll get around Causey. So Greg Holt now is your leader. As they come off of turn number 2 and head down the back straightaway, Greg Holt leads by 1, 2, 3 car lengths over Causey.
Do you know what else has returned to the racetrack, Randy Pepper?
Shade. Robin? What?
Shade.
Shade has returned, yeah.
The entire track is now covered by a cloud. How long will it last? Looks like the cloud is moving now. But even that cloud being there for a few moments, especially now in 1 and 2, has cooled the track down 2 degrees. 2 to go in stage 2. Will the strategy not work for Michael Payne, Cody McKinney, Nicholas Weatherby, Charles Urich, Derek Schilling? All these drivers are pitting. Greg Holt and Joseph Causey are still out there. I think Causey is saving fuel, and Greg Holt is just going for it.
Well, we'll find out if he's got enough fuel to make it.
Greg Holt now through 3 and 4. Hard on the throttle on the exit. White flag is in the air on stage number 2, and he's going to trap half the field down a lap.
That's what's amazing. He's going to have all these guys a lap down.
They're all going to get the wave around, but this strategy is not going to work for them. They're not going to get the lead. They are not going to get the lead right now. That was the original strategy for them. That was the hope. That you would get the lead out of this, and they're not going to. They're all going to have to take the wave around to stay on the lead lap. As we exit turn 4, Greg Holt across the start-finish line. Joseph Causey is out of fuel, or he decided to back it down as stage 2 ends. Joseph Causey might be out of fuel. Joseph Causey might be out of fuel.
Wow.
This happened to Jason Miz last week. We're on board Joseph Causey. It is sputtering. Oh, down the backstretch. If he runs out of fuel here, he will make it. It is sputtering though.
Can he make it all the way around the pit? That's
The pits
question.
won't open this time by, though.
Oh, that's right. They will not.
They have to catch the pace car. So if Kazi comes to pit, which I would think he has to. He's not. He's going to go by. Man, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. On a car that was sputtering, as it sputters across the line. Oh,
but
man.
he'll only have an into the longest line penalty, though.
If he pits now, he'd have an end of the longest line penalty. But if he doesn't pit and he has to tow, he could lose a lap.
Yeah, that would be.
And we're coming down the backstretch.
They've caught the pace car.
They've caught the pace car, but it depends on if the entire field catches the pace car here. And it looks like the last car in the lead lap, Jason Miz, may not get there before they get to the pits. And I think it's everybody has to be within a certain amount of time.
What is Greg Holt doing though? He's way in front of the pace car.
I think Greg Holt might be out of fuel.
And I bet you're right. Yep, I believe you are
Greg Holt,
correct.
I believe, is out of fuel.
Yep.
Nope. He's sputtering. Yep. He's low on fuel. Joseph Kazi sputtering. He's out of fuel now as they enter the pits. Jaden Gimbel very low on fuel. Man, oh man. The top 6 struggle to get to the pits. The rest of these drivers will get their laps back when we get 1 to green. But they're not going to be able to pit, and they all pitted early. So they're going to have to pit earlier in stage 3. Man, this is going to mess the strategy up for a bunch of people.
Yes, it is.
So Greg Holt, 4 tires and fuel. But we now know 30 laps is maybe a lap too long.
So we know we will see at least 2 stops.
We will.
During
see, where is
this
Adam
next
Wood
stage.
right now? Adam Wood is in the pits.
Yeah, he's in the pits.
His pit. Okay, there we go. He's exiting the pit. So we're gonna get our in-race report on Adam Wood up in the booth with us. Adam, it's Nick and Randy in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, man. How's it going tonight?
It's going good. We see you exiting the pits now. Can you confirm for us that the top 6 were pretty much out of fuel coming down pit?
Oh, I still had 2 laps left.
You had 2 laps left. So were you saving throughout the stage?
Heck yeah.
Okay. It seems like
I was
the 2
clutching
leaders.
going into 3 and 4.
Okay, it seems like the 2 leaders ran out of fuel.
Yeah, the 24 Goebel, he was right there on the cusp of it, and Kazi ran out and was able to coast in. I think 24 was in the same way.
Kazi and
Kazi and
Greg
Holt are
Holt
back down pit road again.
They're pitting.
They're probably trying to get that extra lap of fuel, probably. But so far,
looks like Michael Bain's getting pushed.
Right now, I was with about 3 or 4 cars in front of me, and I was just drafting off of them and clutching going into all the corners, saving as much fuel as I could. So that was my strategy.
I am confused as to what's happening here. All the cars that pitted early to make it are not taking the wave around. Some of them are pitting.
Yeah, it's maybe they're trying to get that 1 lap extra to the good. Maybe some type of long race strategy for stage 3. I'm not sure.
Well, you are going to be restarting second. Looks like the lights are out in the pace car, so we're going to drop you back down there with your teammates. Have a good rest of the race, Adam. Maybe we'll talk to you under the next caution or at the end of the race.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Look, Adam.
All right.
So it looks like we're going to be going back green here, or they've delayed the green. I honestly don't. I can't. The lights are out in the pace car. We're single file.
Yeah, it's still the field is messed up. So.
And the pace car is off, and
Jay Gimbel will bring him to the green flag. He'll lead lap number 63.
Oh, I might know what happened there. I can explain it in a moment.
All right, so Jaden Gimble leads the field by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over the number 45 of Adam Wood. And here comes Greg Holt and Joseph Causey. They are on the back bumper of Adam Wood. They're going to try to draft down the back straightaway and catch Adam Wood and go around him. They are right there, diving to the bottom of the track. It's both Greg Holt and Joseph Causey.
So through 3 and 4, Greg Holt will take second away. Joseph Causey begins to look at Adam Wood for the battle here. But what I think happened is there were a lot of black flags that were cleared under that caution. So I believe there were probably almost everybody in the field, because of not being able to maintain pace speed and passing under yellow and a mixture of things is what it looks like, ended up having EOL penalties.
Yeah.
So because of that, it was a single file restart. That's the only thing I can fathom, from what I can gather, would be the reason that happened. But Adam Wood has fallen like a rock here on this restart.
Yeah. Those
He
guys
can't
just
seem
got
to
around
get
him and left
into.
him.
Yeah, he can't seem to get into a spot and have somebody stay behind him. They seem to want to go by him. Maybe Adam's checking up more than everybody else. Well, now
Adam's
he's to the outside
doing
of Causey.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a
We
spinner!
got trouble. Oh, round goes Yerk.
Charles Yerk! He might have kept it off the wall, but he's got some serious right front damage. Who was that involved in the incident with him? Somebody else went spinning. And we are under the 4th caution of the night. The 5th caution of the night here. It might have been Michael Payne. We're going to look here and see what happened. So it's at the top of your screen here. Oh no, that's well before, that's well after the incident. It's at the top of your screen here. I feel like Fox, we don't have a good camera angle of it. Ah, the track is a 6-lane wide track, and for some reason they all tried to put it in within 3 lanes. Ryan Cliver, Derek Schilling were side by side. Charles Yerk to the inside, and Ryan got loose out of 2. But Derek, I'll tell you what, Charles Yerk just showed how good of a driver he is. We're going to go back and watch this spin here, okay? As he exits the corner when he starts to spin. Here the car should go nose first into the wall. Here the car should back into the wall. The car should nose into the wall. Now it should hit the wall with the left side. Instead of doing that, he keeps it off the wall, and he's still going straight. He should have nosed that car into the wall twice and hit the back end at least twice. That was some awesome driving from the number 76.
While that was all going on, we actually have 2 drivers down pit road right now. Jaden Gimble and Adam Wood are pitting.
Patrick Gaspar as well. Charles Yerk is also in to repair some of that damage. Patrick wants to get fuel and tires here. They're going to use another set of those Goodyear Eagles that they're giving this weekend. The number 45, tires and fuel on Adam Wood's machine as well. He repaired a little bit of that damage he had in the right front. Early in that run, he tagged the wall just a little bit. They pulled the damage out from that right front fender, and it looks like it's nice and crisp again as he exits the pits.
All right, we'll go back to green flag here in just a second here at Michigan International Speedway. Right now it's Greg Holt leading the field with Joseph Causey running second. Jason Miz is running third. So Tito Racing has the top 5 right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
top 3. I'm
in the
looking
top
at the
3.
car number.
Yes, Tito team has the top 3, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause not 5 seconds. We're going to be back here in a moment we're going to hear from our friends over at the Guitar Attic.
All right. Be serious for a second. Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. All
likely you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Attic, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitarattic.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitarattic.com.
Back here at Michigan International Speedway with your leader, Greg Holt. Second place is Joseph Causey. Jason Miz is third, and Nick Goebel is running fourth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause 5 seconds for station identification.
You're listening to Michigan International Raceway Racing, the IVRL, on 1380 WELE.
The Performance Racing Network. I've always wanted to do that.
This actually, let's see, Michigan is actually an MRN track.
Sorry. The Motor Racing Network.
Yes.
I've always wanted to do that. I don't know why. I just always wanted to.
That's funny. No, I did many of the 1380 WLE because we used to run the trucks. I used to have to run the board for that. So we are green flag racing once again. Greg Holt jumps out to basically a half a car length lead over Joseph Causey, and then it's another half a car length back to Jason Miz, Nick Goebel, and Adam Wood.
I'll tell you
Adam
what.
Wood, we'll see how he does with these new tires.
Yeah, you can never say anything that Tito team is stupid, because they know what they were doing. Jason Miz has a damaged and wounded race car that's clearly off the pace. They definitely had him as a team. They had this conversation. Hey, you can make it to this lap here. Stay out, stay behind us, and hold these guys up a little bit so we can get the hell out of here. Smart move.
Yeah, whether it works or not, we'll find out.
Yeah, you can't.
We've got a lot of racing left.
You can't fault them. That's good. That's good. That's good. Strategy by Tito team.
That's what
Except they're battling.
Oh boy. Field basically is single file right now. Only a couple cars down on the inside, Jaden Gimbel and Patrick Gaspar. As Jaden Gimbel actually made his way through the field pretty quickly as he's working the inside of Adam Wood, but now Adam Wood has got a trunk full of Weatherby, and they're going to push themselves by that number 3 of Jaden Gimbel. And just like that, Gimbel tucks back in line, and then another car dives to the inside of him. I don't think it's going to work, but they're trying. That's Yerk.
You know, the damage on the 89 and the 24 you would think would slow them up and get them, but again, with the package and being a very heavy draft package track, as long as they're not leading the pack and they're not, they're third in line, fourth in line, they should be able to stay there.
Yeah. I think this race may end. Oh, we got Jaden Gimbel around spinning.
Big wreck, Jaden Gimbel into the wall. Front and rear damage to number 3. Michael Payne through the grass. Cody McKinney through the grass. Man, oh man. Damage.
Man,
heavy damage
tore up
to the AC Delco Chevrolet Camaro for, hold on, I know the name of this team, I just can't think of it. It's RHR. I know it's on the top of my tongue. It's the main sponsor for the car. Hold on. I know it. Randy Hinshaw Racing. That's what it is. The number 3 AC Delco Randy Hinshaw Racing machine has a ton of damage. Call that the commentator's curse. We'll try to see what happened here. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's a big one. Him and Charles Urich came together.
And here comes everybody down pit road except for Adam Wood.
Interesting strategy from Adam Wood. Yeah, it's only been 7 laps. But, man, 7 laps here at Michigan, especially, unless Adam is going for very specific pit strategy, this could end up costly. Nick Goebel, just fuel, no tires in the 24. Patrick Gaspar, same situation. Nicholas Weatherby gets 2 tires. Cody McKinney's going to grab some tires. Greg Holt, Jason Miz, Joseph Causey, Cody McKinney, Charles Urick, Jaden Gimbel, all going to grab 4 tires there. Gimbel's going to get his damage repaired. Charles Urick also involved in that. He was the one who set that off when those two came together out of 4. He's going to get his damage repaired as well. Derek Schilling now back on the lead lap here. He's going to come down, get his damage repaired, put 4 tires, fuel in that machine. We are 75 laps into a 125-lap race. So if the rain begins to fall here at Michigan, it's official. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that they are actually in the works of working on a rain model.
I'm actually so excited for that. The one thing I hope for is they put a windshield wiper on the cup cars and they allow you to put rain at the road courses.
That would be pretty wild.
I would probably jump out my freaking window into traffic, but at least I'd have fun.
Boy, that is funny. So Adam Wood is going to be the only one that is staying out. Everyone else is pitting.
I don't know if I like this strategy.
I think Adam is trying to work on a different strategy where he pits opposite of everyone else.
I'm guessing he wants to pit one more time here. And he wants to pit at a very specific point to be able to maybe outrun these guys. Because he's going to pit before them, so with new tires, he should be able to run them down. But they're going to have new tires later than him, and it's going to be... If cautions continue to come, it won't matter.
Right.
But if we go green from here on out, the next 50 laps, I don't know. It could get dicey for that. This is going to be it's an interesting strategy. It definitely is.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Adam's actually doing this.
But good news for all you fans of that T-Rex number 24 DuPont Automotive finishes Chevy Camaro ZL1. That machine looks like the damage is pretty well fixed. It's pulled off from over the tire pretty much. A little bit over the tire still, but it looks more aerodynamic than it did when it happened. So that Camaro ZL1 should be a little bit faster. He might be able to battle for the win here.
Well, he is in front of the 2 guys that were faster than him earlier.
Gaspar looks like he went over a curb, though. You see the splitter?
Yeah.
Good restart for the front four.
Off. Wow. Look at the restart. Adam Wood gets out to a 1-2-3 car length lead over second place Nicholas Weatherby. Weatherby and Gaspar. And they were leaving not Greg, but Nick Goebel, leaving him out, and he's dropping like a rock. What in the world is happening with that 24?
Oh, boy.
Ford Adam Wood now. He's got a trunk full of the 23, and the 23 went up and just gave him a little love tap and pushed him ahead. But here comes Greg Holt. Greg Holt dives to the inside of the 23. He's setting sail, trying to get the back bumper of that 45 car of Adam Wood. Adam Wood is going to have a big battle coming in turn number 1.
Yeah, Greg Holt to the inside. That number 32 Toyota Camry's going to throw it off in there. Complete the slide job on the exit of the corner. Doesn't even need to complete the slide job. Just needs to drive it off. He's got about a quarter of a straightaway lead. Oh, we got cars sliding almost down the backstretch. Yerk all the way to the white line. 3 wide back here, man. Oh, man, it's getting dicey. Slide job upon slide job back here for 7th and 8th and 10th position.
Yerk almost got into Goebel there, too.
Yeah, he almost completed the slide job, but he also almost got himself into the wall there from Goebel. Wow. The field has split as well. I don't know what happened on that restart. We'll have to go back and look here in a minute. But there's 2 separate entities of packs here And there's a pretty fast car at the front of the second pack in Cody McKinney.
Yeah, they all pitted that last time around.
They
so
must have got a terrible restart.
They had to have.
Oh, Derek Schilling's in the pits.
Tough break for Derek Schilling. He's having a good run tonight. Finished third in I think stage number 1. Watching the cars make their way around the track, and Yerk.
Oh wow, he completed that move finally, but man, oh man.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back and see here what happened on this restart. Why there's 2 separate packs. I think it's just the space. Cody started at the back of the restart zone, and all the cars in front of him had damage, and he just didn't get a good restart. And it took him a little while to clear these guys, and that has cost him that 2 seconds to Jason Miz in front. As Greg Holt, we come back live, is under pressure in the 3 and 4. Big pressure from the teammate.
As they're working around that 87 car of Derek Schilling, who now is 2 laps down. I'm still shocked that Tommy Schaefer is only 1 lap down.
He's put on a heck of a drive here tonight.
Schilling gets out of the way of everyone behind him. Adam Wood is actually still hanging in there, running 3rd, trying to hold off Weatherby.
Yeah,
Weatherby
he's much
looked
faster than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked at how fast he is. It's not fast enough to beat those 2 Tito cars up front, but fast enough to hold off everybody else.
Well, as we say that, here comes Weatherby to the outside.
He let him have that outside groove. That's the problem. You let them have that outside groove, they're gonna take it away from you. Although he's got a great run working the inside, and he's not giving up quite yet. It's Weatherby runs that real high line, and Adam Wood still holds on to 3rd.
Adam Wood got a heck of a run out of the corner there, allowed him to keep the position.
Look at the run Weatherby got on him that time, but Weatherby did not choose to dive to the inside. He's going to just ride behind him. I'm curious to see when Adam Wood actually pits this next time. I think it will probably be around probably lap, let's say lap 95.
I am going to agree with you. I think that's about when he should have to. So probably another 11, 12 laps.
Yeah.
Before we see Adam enter the finish.
And the problem, though, he's going to have now is Greg Holt and Joseph Causey have pulled away by over 2 seconds over him.
Adam is definitely holding up the rest of the pack. That is something we can agree on that.
Yes. Yeah, now we've got 3 packs.
Now we've got 3 packs, and we've got a bunch of cars being held up by Adam Wood now. When do they start to get a little antsy?
Well, after 85 laps, I think we're within the next 10, I'm going to say.
They're either going to get by Adam or they're going to accidentally turn Adam. He's got the best possible person behind him. I think Nicholas Weatherby will drive him exactly how Adam would drive Nicholas, which is extremely respectful. So,
yeah, and I believe those guys all sit and chat together, so it should be good. I know him. I believe Adam Wood, Weatherby, Charles Urick,
I
and
know Derek Schilling is a member of First Response Racing, so.
right, but Adam Wood is not.
Well, yes, but the reason Derek was there was because of Adam, so
Yes,
there's definitely a friendship there and a respect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Derek's not racing for a position,
No,
so I don't expect to see him push the envelope.
no, I don't think so. Adam's actually separating himself a little bit from those guys.
Yeah, he's got about a tenth and a half. He's got about a tenth and a half down the front stretch here, but he gets a tenth and a half on the exit, and they pull him right back on the straightaway to about less than a tenth. So it's a give and take right now. Weatherby might just be saving tires, saving fuel. Because if you're Nicholas Weatherby, you're in the perfect spot. You don't have to use too much throttle right now. You can just let Adam pull you around.
They are getting antsy back there. We just had a 3-wide battle with Urick, McKinney, and I believe it's the
number 89 of Jason Miz.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gathright, but I have to remember it's the Miz.
So if you're just joining us here in the Ghost Fire Media Network, your leader tonight is Greg Holt after 88 laps. Joseph Causey in a close second right now. Adam Wood holding it strong in third. Nicholas Weatherby in fourth. Charles Urick in the number 76 in fifth. Derek Schilling in front of him on the track, but behind them on the racetrack at the moment in positions. Cody McKinney back there in sixth. Jason Miz in seventh. Cody McKinney has his brother Joey McKinney pushing him as Cody makes a move to the inside of Charles Urick into 3 and 4. But Joey McKinney is also a lap down, so he is not fighting for a position. He has a dog in the fight in his brother Cody. Right behind them, Jason Miz in 8th. In 7th. Nick Goebel in 8th in the number 24. Patrick Gaspard now down pit road in 9th. Jaden Gimbel in 10th. Joey McKinney right there on the track in 11th. Ryan Cliver back in 12th. Michael Payne 13th. Tommy Schaefer 14th. Derek Schilling 15th. Harvey Abrams in 16th, and Tom Schuett is out of this race.
Cody McKinney is making some really strong moves, running in that 5th position, but he just made some really strong moves to get around. And so is his brother right now.
It doesn't hurt that his brother is not racing for a position, so he's just going to sit behind him and push him. It definitely helps Cody. Cody has been a guy who all of a sudden coming into the chase with 2 weeks from now has turned it on. He has become a different driver the last couple weeks. I mean, last week had a car that could win at Indianapolis. This week started on the pole again. I mean,
somebody's around.
Whoa! Tommy, who is it? Who is it? It's Jade. No, hold on. I've lost it. It's Nick Goebel and Charles Urick. Charles Urick hard into the inside wall. This time he couldn't save it. Man, what happened? Nick Goebel, huge damage to the number 24. Huge damage to the 76. Man, what happened here?
It looked like one of them got loose. Somebody was like sideways in the middle of the track there. Just got loose.
So we'll look as we go off into 1 and 2 here. Charles Urick was up on the top. He gets side by side with Jason Miz. Jason Miz and him make contact. Net code there. Put Charles Urick in the wall. Nick Goebel had nowhere to go. Hit Charles Urick. Charles Urick trying to save it. Spun back up the track into the 24. Now, looking back at that, you know, you could turn it to the left and lock it down and hope. But a racer is always going to try to stop from hitting the wall. It's just... So right there, Charles Urick doesn't have control of the car. He's fighting to get control of it. Unfortunately, Nick Goebel is an unlucky bystander. Holy smoly. Joseph Causey has stayed out.
All that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know if that
He
makes
just
sense
gave
at
this
all.
race away. He just gave this race away. Unless we have another caution. I don't see any way. Now that I said that, he's going to make me look like a fool. I don't see any way Joseph Causey wins this race now, though. You pit in 5 laps, you can make it to the end. If you save fuel from here, 33 laps. Adam had 32 laps of fuel, and he had done 30. He had 2 laps of fuel left. He probably could have saved another half a lap. I think from here, with cautions, you can make it. Joseph Causey's going to have to pit, lap 100? And then he's going to have to hope that there's a caution. And then he's going to have to hold off the guys with new tires if there's a caution, because he's not going to pit again.
No.
This is an interesting strategy call. I mean, the guy's won 13 races this year. He's probably won hundreds of races in his sim racing career. But I just don't see where this strategy takes him and puts him, on the racetrack.
Yeah, I don't either. This is a kind of a head scratcher. But he's done stuff like this before, and we've kind of questioned it, and then he's come out ahead. So who knows? As Adam Wood is back down pit road again.
Adam is getting that extra set of fuel.
Yep. I can hear Adam saying, fuel only, fuel only, fuel only.
He's telling his crew chief.
VR, yeah.
Where is the IVRL? There it is. I'll take a look here. I actually want to confirm my suspicion on how many wins Joseph Causey has. In Joseph Causey's career, in his league career, it looks like, because this is his sim racing league career. Joseph Causey has 142 starts and 20 wins. Now let's just talk about those 20 wins, okay? 13 of those have come this year.
Yes.
In this league.
Say that. And it's not like these guys are slouches by any means.
Hold on. I want to make sure this is correct, because this only goes back to March of 2020. I want to just make sure this is correct first, because I feel like he's definitely been racing longer than that.
Green flag is actually out. You look at those stats, and we'll call this as they go into turn number 1. Causey is able to hold off everyone behind him as he takes them down into turn number 1. Joseph Causey trying to hold off Greg Holt. Greg Holt working that outside of Nicholas Weatherby. Weatherby's got a great run as he's working down the inside. But that outside groove is working much better. Here comes Greg Holt diving to the inside of Causey, and he'll blow right by him, just leave him sitting there. And here comes Weatherby as well as McKinney behind him as well. And that's going to leave Joseph Causey sitting by himself back there. Right now he's got McKinney on the inside. Let's see what happens into turn number 1. Will McKinney be able to complete the pass? He'll get a great runoff. And this time, yes, he will clear Causey. But right now it's all Greg Holt leading the field here in Michigan.
So that is unofficial, because that's just what's on Sim Racer Hub. So depending on other leagues he's in, but officially on Sim Racer Hub, it's 20 wins and 149 starts. And 13 of them are in this car.
I believe there's probably more. I can't see him having 20 wins.
Look at Nicholas Weatherby. I mean, this kid has come alive the last 3 weeks. Look at this. He wins last week at Indy. He goes 2 weeks ago at his home track at Watkins Glen and comes home third at a track he could have easily stolen a win at. And tonight, he qualifies second, finishes fourth in stage 1, goes a lap down in stage 2, and he's fighting for the lead here with just over 30 laps to go.
Yeah, he's right there. And McKinney's actually having a great run, too.
Cody's
Running
come
third.
alive, too. He had a great run at the Glen, great run at Indy, and he comes in here tonight at Michigan, sets it on the pole, and he's battling for the lead here. Nicholas Weatherby to the outside. Could this be the race-winning pass? Down the backstretch. Could this be the pass? It's going to be the pass for the lead. Could it be for the win?
And look at McKinney closing in the back of them. It's going to be a 3-car battle as they come off of turn number 4.
Wow, Greg Holt sent it off into 3 and 4. And I mean, he absolutely said, I'm either going to get this pass or I'm going to wreck this car. That was a heck of a move by a guy with a huge set of cojones down into 3 and 4.
Absolutely. Weatherby looks to the inside. Once again, he's just peeking on the inside of that Greg Holt car, playing peekaboo.
Greg Holt has confidence in himself, though. Huge amount of confidence, because Greg Holt is giving Nicholas Weatherby the outside lane. Down the backstretch, down the front stretch, into the turns. He continues to say, if you want to pass me, I'm just going to throw it off into the corner, and you have to have the guts to keep it on the outside.
He's definitely got a challenge there for sure. Weatherby looks to the inside. He'll have to tuck in right behind him. He's going to drive to the outside. Now he's back right behind Greg Holt.
And Nicholas drove it off in there as well that time, but he didn't get as good of an exit, and now he might come under fire from the 14 into 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that 14 is right there, and that would be a major spoiler.
In a perfect world, you want to be able to run that wall right now, but because of the draft and what you know is going to happen if you go to the wall, if you're Nicholas Weatherby, you can't run the wall. You want to be able to use that wall and get a huge run on the exit of the corner and have that massive head of steam down the backstretch. But if you go up to that wall, you know Cody McKinney's going to send it off in there, and you're going to be side by side. He might be able to complete the slide job on you.
The only problem is, do you want to make that move now, or do you want to save it for a little later?
Being that this could turn into a fuel strategy race, maybe you want to save it. Maybe you want to hold on to what you can in fuel, and then in 10, 15 laps, you want to make that move.
That's what I'm thinking.
Patrick Gaspar has pitted twice under green flag here, continues to lose more laps.
Tough break for Patrick Gaspar tonight. Not the night that he was hoping to have. Greg Holt has got a trunk full of a 23 of Weatherby is now going to work to the outside. Will he get a good enough run to get around him? No, he will not. He'll have to follow in tow. So a 3-car battle for the lead between Holt, Weatherby, and McKinney. If they don't watch out, they're going to have a Miz involved in that battle as well.
I don't know if the Miz is going to be too much of a factor. And the reason I say that is because of all that damage. He's going to be able to use maybe the draft, stay with them. But in terms of being able to make moves, if he doesn't have a car in front of him to make that draft, I think once he pulls out, the air's just going to hit the front of the car, and it's going to be all sorts of wonky just based on how that air is going to hit the front of that nose.
But it could be a spoiler trying to help out his teammate.
He could be. He could try to play spoiler here. Weatherby all the way down the yellow line. Weatherby wants the lead. He almost gets into the quarter panel of Greg Holt, but now that's going to open the door for Cody McKinney down the backstretch.
McKinney dives to the inside. They're side by side for a second. McKinney trying to make his pass good, but it's not going to work. They're still side by side in turn number 4. As they come off of turn number 4, McKinney will make it clear as he's taken away second place from Weatherby, and now he's going to try to get up there with Greg Holt and make that position work.
So here's the situation, folks. If you've just joined us, here is the drama that is unfolding at Michigan. Fuel strategy is coming into effect. It's going to be key here. Joseph Causey, Derek Schilling, Patrick Gaspar's out of it. But Derek Schilling, he's out of it too. He's 2 laps down. Joseph Causey just pitted. Joseph Causey just pitted with 22 to go. From here, Joseph Causey can push as hard as he wants. He can make it. He is right now in 9th, 1 lap down. But he is barely a lap down. The situation is this. If there is no more cautions, if these leaders cannot make it on fuel, who has the best opportunity on the racetrack to make it on fuel and win? Adam Wood is in fuel conservation mode right now in 6th.
Yeah.
He is a second a lap slower intentionally. Jane Gimbel is in fuel conservation mode in 7th. Can he save enough? Everybody pitted here with just over 30 laps to go. The longest run we've seen all night is 31 laps. And coming into the pits at the end of stage 2, when we went green the entire stage, everybody was sputtering except Adam Wood because he saved 2 laps of fuel. This is a 35-lap run here. 33 if you count the 2 laps of caution. Do they have enough fuel to make it? The 3 leaders battle. Greg Holt will most likely not have enough fuel. He is leading the pack. He has to set their tone. The 2 drivers behind him get the advantage of sitting in the draft. It's going to get dicey here at the end for Greg Holt.
Yeah, it is. And I can now, watching the way Nicholas Weatherby is riding, I believe he is actually trying to save some stuff there.
If I was Greg Holt, I know it's never a smart decision to give up the lead, but right now it might be your best decision. Let Cody get by you. Give it to him. Sit behind him, save yourself a lap and a half of fuel. Maybe just 3/4 of a lap of fuel. Maybe 3/4 of a lap is enough. But save yourself something. If you're out front, you're going to burn all of the fuel. Jason Miz is pitting from 3rd. He pitted on the same lap as the leaders. He realizes now he cannot make it. So he has thrown in the towel on that with 18 to go. So he'll be good to go from here. It just puts another question mark on the leaders. Can they make it with 18 to go here?
No, there's no way. They cannot make it. There's not a... No way.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, I don't think they can make it. Well, if they pit, yeah, they can make it. But from here, if they think they're going to try to make it to stay out, no, they can't make it.
They've already done 17 laps. So it'll be 34 laps on a tank of fuel. We had 2 laps of caution. That's 32 green flag laps. And you're trying to win a race. So how much are you really saving? It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really tight. If anybody can do it, it's Greg Holt, Cody McKinney, and Nicholas Weatherby. They've been great on fuel all season. The 3 of them have been some of the best on saving all year. Greg Holt has thrown the towel and he's pitting. Now this is the question. 17 more laps. Either of these guys save enough fuel?
If anybody, it's going to be Weatherby.
Here comes Joseph Causey to unlap himself. You don't have to worry about him. You can let him go. Don't even try to race him. He's got fresh tires. He's got fuel. Let him go. Don't worry about him. I think Cody might be pitting here. The way Cody entered the corner, I think Cody McKinney is pitting this time. Cody McKinney is slowing down. Cody McKinney is pitting. So Cody McKinney is throwing the towel in. Now it's Nicholas Weatherby. Can Nicholas Weatherby save enough fuel? 15 to go. Will he even try it?
I don't think so. Now he has no one to draft off of. So I think he's going to have to pit.
He's got 12 seconds to the next car on the track. He could save himself 2 seconds of fuel a lap. He's going to draft off of everybody he can find. I think he's going to try
right there behind Greg Holton and draft.
I think he's going to try it. He has a win. He's locked in. He was locked in on points before the win. You have nothing to lose if you're Nicholas Weatherby. Everything to gain with more playoff points. I say go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Your next contender is 12 seconds back from you. You can save all the fuel you want. That's exactly what we're seeing. These guys are doing 195, 197 miles an hour down the straightaway. Weatherby's doing 183. Nicholas Weatherby is pitting. He has called it. He cannot make it. He is pitting. Now the focus turns to this man. The number 45 Miller Lite Subway Ford Mustang of Adam Wood.
Can the Still Horse Racing driver do anything? Can he win his second race of the season on fuel mileage? We will find out shortly.
The next person I want to focus on behind him, Jaden Gimbel in the 3. He's not going to make it. Never mind, he's not going to be able to win. I forgot he had all that damage because he needs to win to get into playoffs, but he's going to have to do it at Daytona.
Looks like Adam Wood is actually trying to draft off the back of Patrick Gaspar.
Adam is saving every bit of fuel he can.
It's a 21-second lead over second place Jaden Gimbel. It's another 25 seconds back to Greg Holt and 26 back to Joseph Causey.
I don't think Holt and Causey have enough time to make up the 21 seconds to Adam Wood. Not with 12 to go here. Adam might be in the catbird seat.
If he can make it work.
Adam pitted on lap 92. That'll make this stint for Adam Wood 33 laps. Adam said he could do that in stage 2.
Yeah, he did. He had 2 laps to the good.
I think Adam Wood is going to win this race on fuel strategy if a caution does not come out.
Yeah. If a caution comes out, you can throw that right out the window.
If a caution comes out, everybody pits 4 tires, fuel, then it's who's the fastest.
Right.
But at the pace we're going now, they're not going to catch Adam. He's 20 seconds ahead of Greg Holt. Greg Holt would need to gain almost 2.5 seconds a lap to catch Adam now with 10 to go. He might be able to catch him. But Greg's tires are going to go away probably by the time he catches him. So it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Yeah, he gained 3 seconds on that last lap. Greg Holt is 17, almost 18 seconds.
Even
back.
if Adam only gets second out of this, just the fuel strategy alone is impressive.
Yes, absolutely.
Adam has the speed to blow by Patrick Gaspar, but he's using him.
Yeah.
Adam's not a dumb man. Adam Wood is a very intelligent, educated human being. When he sees Greg Holt get within 10 seconds, if he's saved enough fuel, you can bet your sweet behind Adam Wood's going to put his foot to the floor. There's a point where Adam says he's going to have to go. There definitely will be a point where Adam has to go. I think that point is at 10 seconds. Maybe 7 seconds. But 8 to go for Adam Wood. 4. This is Greg Holt right now exiting 4. Crossing the start-finish line now. Adam Wood is now down the middle of the backstretch. So he's got a half a racetrack lead. And
now he's moving.
7 more laps to go, and now he's put his foot down. Adam thinks he's saved enough fuel to make it.
And he's keeping it on the flat of the track, too. Just trying to keep as much gas in that tank as he can possibly get it.
So for those of you who are new to NASCAR stock cars, the fuel pickup is in the bottom left of... the extra fuel kind of sits in the bottom left where the fuel pump is. And the fuel pickup, there's 2 fuel pickups in a NASCAR. There's a fuel pickup in the middle, and there's a fuel pickup off to the left. When you're low on fuel, you normally go down to the flat of the racetrack, and it gets all that fuel in the middle to seep down, and you actually pick it up. And then you go up high, and you get that fuel into the left quarter. So you'll see Adam go down to the flat late in this race if he really starts getting low on fuel as much as he can.
Let's see how much of a lead he has.
It's 12 and a half seconds.
12 and a half.
He'd have to lose 2 seconds to Adam Wood, as long as he has enough fuel, this is his race.
With 5 laps remaining.
He's coming into 3 and 4. 5 more circuits around the Michigan International Speedway. Not only would this be great for... Oh, and Adam has to pit.
He's pitting.
Adam is out of fuel.
Tough break.
What a shame. He tried. He tried every bit. He had nothing to lose.
Nope.
Now Greg Holt with a 5-second gap to Cody McKinney.
This is going to be Greg Holt's race unless something crazy happens.
Someone say Blake caution? Tower, there's some debris in turn 2.
Tower, there's a condom. Appears to be a used condom in turn 3.
What are you talking about? It's Michigan. It's overpopulated. They don't use those.
Yeah, that's true.
So while we have 4 laps to go here at the Michigan International Raceway, I want to talk about a man who got his first career win in the Xfinity Series this year in Josh Berry. Today it was announced by Junior Motorsports that Josh Berry will drive the number 8 Chevy Camaro SS for Junior Motorsports full-time in 2021. That's huge.
That's big news. And also, speaking of Junior Motorsports, another driver actually, Justin Allgaier, actually announced that he will drive this weekend in the ARCA series for the first time in a long, long time.
That's awesome.
Yep. With Brandt on the side of the car.
What's
and
the
some
other
local
kid's
sponsors.
name that was driving the 8 last week? Sam Mayer.
Oh, my God, we got a car.
Derek Schilling's around! Is that the caution? Is that
No,
the
he did not hit it.
caution?
Nope, he didn't hit anything.
He should have let it spin. Green, white checkers are fun. No, Sam Mayer. The rumor has it, from a very good source of mine, the rumor is not really a rumor. It's confirmed but unconfirmed because it's not announced yet, that Mike Lynette will not be back in the 1 next year. Not due to performance, but due to injuries. Just some injuries that are
Nagging
up.
him. Yeah,
And,
nagging.
this is probably you've probably seen Mike Lynette race his last race. And the rumor, again, rumor but not a rumor, is that Hellman's is going to come on board, and they're going to renumber the 1 to the 88, and Sam Mayer will drive it.
That's a big...
I'm not sure if it's a full season deal yet or not, because I know Junior drives that 1 race a year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But white flag here at the Michigan International Raceway. A very surprising end to the Michigan International Raceway's race this year. Not only was it a very interesting and fun race to watch, but what a shock at Michigan, it was a fuel strategy race. And Greg Holt pulls out the best fuel strategy tonight and he is going to return to the IVRL and win at Michigan.
Yep, and Cody McKinney will come in second. Nicholas Weatherby is going to come in third. Causey's going to come in fourth, and McKinney, Joey McKinney will end up fifth. Good run for him.
What a battle back for Joey McKinney to come home fifth after being a lap down with just under 30 laps to go.
You know, one of the surprising things here that we didn't even think about is that Greg Holt wins. Cody ends up second. Nicholas Weatherby was third. We don't have a podium finish for Causey, so we don't have to talk to him.
We're not excited to talk to Joseph Causey. We like talking to Joseph Causey. It's just it's a little joke we have with Joseph that every time he tells us he's not good at a track or he doesn't think he's going to win, he comes out and dominates, and we have to talk to him anyway.
Yeah.
But this week, we get to talk to the number 91 Toyota Camry, Greg Holt, who's going to burn it down on the front stretch here at Michigan. What a sight for the number 91. Greg Holt burning it down the front stretch.
What is the Miz doing out there? Miz trying to join him?
Well, Greg Holt burns it down. We're going to go ahead and put our third place finisher, Nicholas Weatherby, up here in the booth with us. Nicholas, you got Nick and Randy Pepper up in the booth. You got a copy? Nicholas, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You got me and Randy Pepper up here in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Another fantastic finish for you post vacation. You come home third here tonight. You've got a little streak going now.
Yeah, I do, apparently.
So how's it feel? How's it feel to be consistently battling for wins? I know it was something you struggled with early in the season, just getting the consistency down.
It's definitely nicer because I can fight and have a good time at the same time.
Yeah.
So, this track was something else, I'll tell you. Compared to the last time I drove Michigan.
Yeah, they are having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, they've blown it up. They've done it.
They've blown it up. God. Yeah, it was a good race.
Nicholas, were there at any point in this race, was there anything you had an oh crap moment out there, or was it all pretty consistently a good race?
Entering turn 3, I didn't let off soon enough, and I tapped the wall a little. That made me go, oh shoot. But other than that, it was relatively clean. There were some sketchy moments, especially on restarts. The cars in front of me just wouldn't get going, and so it was just, it was just a
little bit of clustering going on there.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a question for you. You showed up Bubba Wallace last week. You were able to win in the number 23 in a Toyota Camry, sponsored by McDonald's at a racetrack that's a driver's track. Did DHR contact you this week and tell you to stop driving the 23 and McDonald's and told you to get in a Chevy Camaro?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I gotta rep the frozen custards. Those things are good.
So did they not want you did they not want a Toyota? Is that what it was? They said no imports for the frozen custard sponsorship?
Yeah, because the actual real life frozen custard sponsored was driven with a Chevrolet. So
do you just have a race shop set up with Toyotas, Chevys, and Fords in it? Are we going to see a Ford at some point this year, or just Chevys and Toyotas?
Well, originally my throwback was going to be a Ford, but nope, just Chevy and Toyota this year.
So are you putting a Ford scheme on a Toyota, or a Chevy scheme on a Toyota, or are you going to drive the Chevy?
I was, but I actually decided not to because of the complaints I was getting.
It's okay. My throwback for the Fuel Racing Series that we broadcast on Mondays, I put the Ford Thunderbird. No, I put the Wrangler Number 3 scheme from the first year Dale was with Richard on a Ford Mustang. And I don't care.
I mean, hey, the Pennzoil Platinum scheme was probably one of the most underrated schemes I've ever seen.
You should totally put that on a Yoda. I would love to see that on a Yoda.
Actually, I put it on a Chevrolet.
You put that on a Chevy?
Yep.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I was going to put the Tampax car on
Oh,
Chevy,
okay.
even though it's supposed to be a Ford.
Hey, listen, if you're driving a Chevy, you need some Tampax, okay?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I did kind of change my idea, though. I am going to do a different throwback. I'm not going to reveal it yet.
Oh.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing that. Before we let you go here tonight, so you can go celebrate with your sponsors and your team, you have anything you want to say? Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank everyone for the clean racing. Man, if we didn't have clean racing here, it would be a mess. Thank my parents, my brothers, of course Andy's Frozen Custard, because they're the bomb.
Can you send me some of that?
Don't forget to look down at your fire suit. Make sure you Ford, Monster,
Toyota,
Chevrolet. I've never
McDonald's.
heard that in the same sentence. I want to thank Toyota, Chevrolet.
Yeah.
That was one of the best
Insider.
interviews of all time, by the way. The one where, what was it, Clint Boyer won in Victory Lane. He was so drunk he didn't know who he was smiling. I want to thank Rush Truck Centers and Ford, and this Monster Energy drink over here, and all these guys right here. Best interview of all time.
Now I'm gonna have to watch old NASCAR tapes.
Oh, they're the best. Some of these, like Brad Keselowski when he was drunk after he won the
Yes.
championship on Race Up.
Yes.
And they're like, Brad, you ever want to thank? Yeah, I want to thank Miller Lite, Ford, Miller Lite, Roger Penske, and Miller Lite.
Yeah.
They got a lot of free advertisement that night.
Yeah, they did.
Well, Nicholas, it was nice talking to you, and we'll talk to you next week, maybe, sir.
Thanks, guys.
See you, Nicholas.
All right, we're going to pull up our second place finisher, Cody McKinney, and the number 14 Chevy Camaro for McKinney Racing. Cody, it's Nick and Randy up in the booth. Get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, hello, sir. Welcome to the... You got a hell of a run going on here. You and Nicholas Weatherby. You haven't been able to string the finishes together because you got caught in some stuff last week, and then Glenn, you got caught in some stuff, but you've been fast since we came back from the break.
Yeah, it's finally showing what's been there all year. Just ever since after the break, just haven't been getting caught in as many incidents. Last week, net code between me and Causey kind of got the better of it, but somehow still pulled out a P3 finish and got one more spot tonight.
Well, you definitely, you were running towards the back a little bit there for a while, and then you just kind of shot out like a cannon and caught back up again, and second's awesome tonight.
Yeah, so actually, I believe it was the first set of green flag stops, actually got put a lap down because strategy just didn't go my way, but ended up getting a lucky dog on one of the cautions and kind of fell back a little bit, lost the draft, and luckily cautions fell my way again to at least get caught back up with everyone else and get the finish we got.
Well, it was a good finish, definitely. I qualified first and finished second. Not bad. Not a bad night at all. Congratulations on that second place finish tonight.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Well, Cody, maybe we'll be talking to you next week at Daytona.
Yeah, hopefully we can definitely stay out of trouble there.
Well, you have a fantastic weekend, sir.
Y'all do the same.
Oh, we will.
All right, and last but not least, the returning, the 5-time winner this season? Something like that. Him and Joseph Kazi have won like 16, 17 races combined, something like that this year. So, but the winner, the fastest car most of the night, and the man with the best strategy, clearly. The number 91 or number 32, depending on what you're looking at, of Greg Holt. Greg, it's Nick and Randy up in the booth. Got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I have a question, and I'm thinking it's on everybody's mind who's been watching the broadcast.
All right.
91 or 32?
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I run in 2 leagues, and I run the same paint scheme. It's just a different number. And
See?
I didn't. When it loaded up, I didn't realize it. That
That's
it
exactly what I
wasn't
said.
Turned over. When you're in the car, I can't see it when I'm in the car, and I didn't even notice it until.
It's
Cos was
exactly
like,
what I said. Yeah, it happens because a lot of us run more than one league, and not everybody runs the same number in every league. Like I have a couple of races I do that I don't run the 30, so I have like a version of my sponsors without numbers on it, and I've done the same thing. So I was just confused. I was like, "What the hell?"
Strategy. It was part of the strategy.
Well, that's what I was sitting at here. I was like, "Well, how do I broadcast this?" Well, I guess, folks, this is the number. He's going to be on the board as number 91, but you're looking for the 32.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
get
what
it
we
fixed.
said.
I'll get it fixed for the next race.
So, Greg, you when you were running out there and you had to pit, and Adam Wood had a 25-second lead ahead of you, were you worried that he had enough that he might be able to stretch it?
I knew he had pitted. He would have to stretch it 33 laps from the last time he had pitted, and you could get 26, just a little over 26 in a full fuel run with draft. So, if he was going to save enough to do that, he would have given up a whole lap easily.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. I was talking with the other guys because one of them knew exactly when he had pitted. They had it on their one of their things, and I was like, "There's no way you can save that kind of fuel. Not that much. Not at a track like that. You got to be on the throttle the whole straightaway."
Yeah. And what about what happened with you were running close with Causey the whole night, and then at the end, Causey was nowhere to be found with you.
Ozzy was banking on another caution. I told him because we could make it, that last caution was right at the point where you could make it. What was it? There was one caution where you could make it on one more stop.
It was that final caution that we had.
And he wanted to save that set of tires, and I was like, well, we've already got 13, 14 laps on the tires. Like, I don't think it's worth it. You lose so much time, and then he tried to short pit it too to make up the distance, but it would have been smart if we had ran it all the way out, but it wasn't enough.
Well, when you win,
he said he had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He was having a whole bunch of them, so he was trying a different strategy. And it's all right. Hey,
when you win
as many
13
cautions as
races,
it could have worked in his favor just as well.
Mm-hmm. When you win 13 races, you can do whatever you want.
That's right.
It's not the chase yet.
Strategies played out quite well.
So that's actually a question I had for you. Next week, we go to the Great Unknown. Go to Daytona International Speedway for
the World Center of Racing.
The World Center of Racing, speed, terrible wrecks. I mean, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a big one. We were back there in Daytona in February. Joseph Causey beat your teammate and protege, Christian Converse, by 0.006 seconds. Couldn't have put on a better show. You got caught up in an early incident. You were out after 62 laps. Do you think you can repeat what Christian did in February, next Tuesday, and do you think you can get that elusive super speedway win this season?
I think we got a pretty good shot. Remember, I think didn't I push Causey to the win in the pre-race to that race? I think with damage. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. We do pretty good when we go to the super speedway places. It's just you got to survive all these races. You get any amount of damage and you're done. Just the way that it works.
So
and it ain't easy.
No, it's not. Our Monday night league that we broadcast, I'm in, and it has no fast repairs. Jesus,
I'm all for the no fast repairs.
I am
it ain't
too.
Easy to not get into it.
I am too. Week. It's just like real life, but damn. Is Christian gonna be here next week?
I don't think so. He just had his 16th birthday the other day, and he's been like crazy. School started again and football and all kinds of stuff. So we haven't really even seen him around a whole lot.
So you're telling me no championship contention for Christian Converse?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that's
I mean,
sucks.
unless he mysteriously shows up. I don't know.
Well, the way the playoffs work, if he shows up for one race each round and he wins, he goes to the Final
Is
Four.
he locked into the playoffs?
He is. On points.
Yeah. Well, we will have to check and see.
He was here pretty consistently for the first 14, 15 weeks, and I mean, he was freaking
he's in
fast.
ninth.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
fast.
like I said,
So.
still. Yeah, I don't know. He's not here, and Will isn't here.
What happened to Will?
Ira's gone.
What happened to
They just
Mr.
got-
Cannon?
Get
Yeah,
tired
what
of
happened?
they just think you find a lot of the people just get tired of a lot of the same stuff. But it is what it is.
Yeah, we've lost quite a few guys recently.
I know. I noticed last week it was like 13, and this week it was 15.
17.
17 this week. All right. Well,
17.
that's good.
I
That's
expect
good.
to see 25 drivers at Daytona. That's just how it works.
Probably, but who? Who? What 25? You could probably, most of the guys that did today would be the same ones, but who are the other 10 going to be?
I mean, that's maybe Scott
That
Williams.
Nah, maybe Scott might be back. Actually, Scott's been working a lot.
Maybe
a lot.
Will.
He hasn't raced at all. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they will.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
know.
maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll find out, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Well, Mr.
Okay.
Number 9132, you have a fantastic weekend. You have anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout out to Miz and Causey for showing up and racing and just having fun. It was a good time. On to next week.
Yep. On to next week, the great unknown.
Thank you, Greg.
We'll be fine. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Pepper. You want to take us
Yeah.
out? Oh, hold on. Wait. I've almost done this 2 weeks in a row. I suck. I really do.
Yeah, I don't have to take it. I just say, hey, guys, it's the, don't forget, I do want to let you know that Thursday night we're going to have the AOLL TNT Division Guitar Addict TNT series on Thursday night. Then Friday night it will be the Ghostfire Media podcast. And then Sunday night we will have the AOLL Cup Series. And don't forget Monday night it's Fuel here on Ghostfire Media as well.
So Thursday it's Martinsville. So make sure if you miss Thursday's race to 100% show up to the podcast, because the podcast, I can already guarantee you there's going to be hot tempers. It's going to be fun because short track racing 2 nights in a row, there's going to be lots and lots of tempers.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
But
So thanks for watching. And
been great.
it's been great. So we'll definitely see you next week here for more IVRL Buttkicker racing. Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.